Closer to the fan artist experience, another Zoom interview on Real Rock Nights. Now, they formed in 2003, and the cool thing is I've had the pleasure of playing their music for, I'd say, damn near 15 years now, over 3 stations. I am a little foggy on that. But man, you guys, you've been around forever, man. When did you start? 2002, 2003?
Yeah, it was definitely 2003. It's been 17 years as a band. So, but you were right, about 15 years of radio play. That was 2005. That was when the first demo, pre-version of FaceTime started circulating underground radio and getting to, just real terrestrial plays and cool online stations when that wasn't even known. So, about 15 years ago on that one, but 17 years ago as a band, yeah, that's when it all began, 2003.
17 years, man. I'm so pumped to be talking to Ron Winter right now. And I miss seeing your smiling face at festivals, man. You're normally being pulled in like 7 different directions, but just like being able to walk around you. I mean, you have such a cool job. I would love to
I
have a
do.
job like yours, man.
Agreed. And even now, I still love my job. And I've been working from home. This is my studio. I've been doing lots of Zooms, just like you. Also doing, Facebook live sessions. And we got a full band live stream coming up from the Whiskey. We're just trying to, work from home the best that we can, other than when we have to meet together for work, which we haven't done once. This will be the first time all year. So I've been recording right here in my studio, sending stuff to the guys, also producing other bands. But eventually we'll get back to those festivals. We'll get back to those real deal live shows. This too shall pass. We do believe that. So level heads will prevail.
Yeah, we just have to wait it out, man. Now, the Whiskey show, that was the big thing I wanted to talk about. I got an email from Ed Bunker the other day, and as soon as I saw the release, I was like, oh man, I got to talk to those guys. I got to get me somebody. Okay, talk about this Whiskey live show. You're streaming it, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of bands have done this already and a bunch of times, but we haven't. So remember, been 17 years. Um, we've never done an official live stream show that we advertise in advance and said, this is our goal. It's always been, hey, what's up, man? So-and-so stage manager says they're going to live stream tonight. If that's cool with you, they got like one camera over there and like 2 microphones plugged in. But, if you're cool with it, like a lot of people like to watch it online. And we're like, oh, yeah, we always just say yes. And then years later, you see that one janked out camera feed one is the one that has all the views. And you're like, oh, man, there
Exactly.
were so many better sonically shows on that tour, or even just moments in that night if the sound really would have been wired into the board properly. And like, so we've never, in the whole time, 17 years, this band has never played one real live stream where we actually set up that way on purpose, had a chance to try to like make it sound good for the people who are watching online and not worry about, which is normally our number one goal, which is the fans who paid money to get into the room that night. So with the
Yeah.
live stream, the people who paid money to get into the room that night are the people streaming. See, now they're our priorities. So that's why it's so different for us. We are playing 2 albums that night when it's our first official ever live stream performance. It's the only one we're doing full band this year, only one time. So, there's a lot of thises and that's out there, but that's it for us. This is a one-time thing this year. So, you should check it out. It's going to be cool.
So, do you feel a lot of pressure since this is a one-time shot that you're doing? And how much planning goes into something like this?
It has been nonstop planning. I mean, the first hurdle was just trying, and other bands have already pulled things like this off very well. So obviously they're better at planning than we are. So we're kind of like we're coming up the rear here because that's how I like to do things. Slow and steady wins the race. But the biggest thing for us was traveling in a COVID era and absolutely making sure that nobody gets sick during travel. So once we figured out how to do that I have rotating quarantines going on, like a couple guys over here for 5 days while these people are here, and then they meet together, and then the other guy who wasn't part of that group comes in. I mean, it was a lot of logistics on that end, but luckily when we play live at the Whiskey, it's just us playing our music. So that part we don't have to worry about. And I set up 5 intense days of rehearsal just for this show. So we're going to kind of be locked in a room together, just us, you know, and we have from 4 to midnight every single night, 5 days in a row before we go in there. And if you buy a Veeps ticket, redjumpsuitapparatus.veeps.com, we're going to be doing little like videos from those secret rehearsal, quarantine rehearsals, if you will. And we're going to be sharing them with our Veeps ticket holders. It's all $10, so it's kind of cool. You can see where we're hanging out, what we're doing, how we're doing it. You can see that we're being careful and just getting back into playing music, because we haven't jammed since March. People forget about that. We don't all live next to each other, so we have to kind of like shake the dust off and just, you know, get back in the swing of it like right now. Like we got a couple days to do it.
Yeah. Now, what is that like when you haven't been together for a long time? Been together, I should say, in the same room for a long time, and actually playing together.
Yeah.
And then when you get back in, how long does it take you to get the cobwebs dusted off?
Well, for me, luckily, I've kind of kept my voice really on point this whole time by going live myself. So I've gone live a lot. But again, this is the only and first ever full band on purpose live stream. But me, I'm pretty comfortable with it now. So those guys, I'm more worried about them than me, which usually it's the other way around. Because as a singer on the road, the voice is the hardest thing to take care of. And the whole band knows that. You just learn that after touring for 17 years. Like the hardest thing to do is keep the singer's voice sounding good. It's a team effort. And when my band finally realized that, my voice started sounding better, because we're all working together on the issue of let's try to keep this thing sounding good. You know, on this particular situation, I don't have to worry about that. There's no shows after this one, and there's not a bunch of it before, so I can let it rip. So we're all feeling pretty good about, as long as I don't get sick or anything weird, like the vocals should be great, but they just haven't jammed in a long time. So we just got to you know, get back in there, turn it up. You know, being a real band that's not super track heavy, which we have always been for a long time, you just got to get in there and jam with your dudes. That's the magic. There's no secret code. They just need to get in there and get loud and play these songs over and over again, and they'll be great. I mean, I have no doubt about it. I'm pretty confident. I think they're going to sound awesome.
Okay. Is it just a lot of muscle memory then? Basically, you're getting in there, you're doing your thing, and
Right.
you kind of get in a groove after a few minutes. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, that's true. Usually within like 2 or 3 minutes, they're already playing like they've been playing for years. So that's why I'm not worried about it.
That's well, and that's part of the reason that you have talent.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
I only have ace players. I say that all the time. Everybody in my band, you wouldn't believe how good they really are. They have to hold back for Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
They have to hold back. Oh, okay. All right. Well, now I even look at you and think of you as more talented than what I thought you were before, because you're holding back.
Well, of course. I mean, there's Van Halen lead guitar, and then there's Jumpsuit, right? So Josh can play Van Halen. It's one of the only people I've ever seen who can really play it accurately. And he could do that when he was 17, by the way. So he's a lot better now.
Wow.
But to even really be able to play it the right way, you know, not like the almost way at 17 is just a great example. So yes, a lot of my guys are very extremely talented. They're really fantastic at their as musicians and at their instruments. And I dial them back a little bit to make it fit into this, you know, to this band that I call the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus,
Okay.
that I can at least sing on top of. Because if it's too crazy, now we're just like the emo Dream Theater, which would also be cool, but there wouldn't be, you know, I don't know.
Hey, let's talk about the Emergency EP. Now, I actually this was brought to my attention by one of our listeners here at Real Rock Nights. She is a nurse, and it was when you guys released Brace Yourself, and it was right like as I had stuff in my email about it, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. And her email came in, of course, afterwards. So it was up the chain a little bit. And I saw it, and she couldn't say enough good stuff about it. And the Emergency EP, now basically that's a whole theme EP for you, isn't it?
Sure. I mean, you know, it's songs that we were just working on mainly last year, but there's all these things that I was just feeling that were kind of stirring up in that. And here we are in 2020 and it's like super relevant, you know, but a lot of doctors and nurses, we put this lyric video out for the song you're talking about, Brace Yourself, which is one of the tracks on our new EP, the Emergency EP, which we will be performing live at the Whiskey on October 2nd. Brace Yourself is one of the focal tracks. And, you know, the lyrics just resonated with all the people who are really in there just fighting the virus, because at that time, when we put out the lyric video, it showed this medicine kind of opening and attacking the virus and fighting back, and not just, you know, doing nothing and just trying to, you know, being safe. And it showed all this imagery that was in support of, you know, what we call first responders. A lot of nurses, doctors, even the janitors, everybody who's working at the hospitals and the clinics. And it's their responsibility to try to take care of us normal people when things like pandemics hit, or even just the regular flu season. The people that we go to for help, those are all first responders to us. And they grabbed to the song because of the imagery that we used in the lyric video, which was great. I mean, most of them told us that it was just, it brightened their day, it gave them a little extra bounce in their step. I mean, clearly it's just a song, so we didn't really change their lives. They still had to go in there and deal with all of that craziness. But at the same point in time, there were other people who were saying, like, a lot of people who were like, this is a hoax, it's not real. And it was really frustrating for the medical community who was actually in the trenches dealing with this thing. And a lot of them still are today. Let's not forget that. To just hear these people so disrespecting all of the work and the lives that, you know, that they're directly, you know, hands-on being involved in trying to save. So we just thought that was really rude of those people. And we wanted to support, all of the first responders with that lyric video, which we did. We really kind of put that out almost as a PSA. We didn't even monetize it. We didn't try to make money off of it, which is crazy. I mean, the only way to make money now is on streams and views, and we didn't do that on purpose. We just wanted it to go out there, and it did. And it was great. So that's the story behind Brace Yourself.
And now you got Is This the Real World coming out? And I didn't think that you could top Brace Yourself, but
yeah,
you top everything you do, man. Everything I hear from you is better than the last.
You want to know why? Because we held back. See, the art of holding back. So Brace Yourself, I loved Brace Yourself, but I've always thought Real World was a little bit better. So instead of coming out with Real World first, we came out with a long time ago in a galaxy called LA first, because that song's just super fun to play live. So literally that was a song that we knew that we wanted to play right away. And we did. We're one of the only bands that actually did tour this year. We had 2.5 or 3 weeks, last week of February, early March. So we got to play that song and it was super fun. So we knew it would be as fast. Real World was always the song I wanted to put out, but I waited. And now it's out, you know, it's already over 1 million on YouTube. It just came out 2 weeks ago. Super thankful for everybody that's watched it on YouTube already and left us a comment. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. It's, you know, it's tearing it up on Spotify and stuff. And, you know, it's doing its thing, you know. I'm glad you like the song, and check out the video. It's pretty cool. It just came out.
The video is going up on our website at riverrocknights.com. And that song is actually getting added to our flagship station at midnight tonight to go into heavy rotation. That's
holy cow.
When I heard that, I was like, what's that?
That might be the first. I'm not sure. That's really great. That's awesome, man.
So I'm throwing it up. No, I know there are some other stations that are going to be adding it too, because right now it's on it's up for service on Foundation's charts website. And
there you go.
So I know some other people are going to be picking it up for their stations as well.
I hope so.
Ron, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Real Rock Nights. It's really great to talk to you. And I can't wait. Man. I can't wait to finally get out and see you sometime when all this is done and over with, okay?
Just remember what Gandalf said. He said, "Ye shall not pass," but what we say is, "This too shall pass." So there you go.
This too shall pass. Okay.
That's right.
Well, Ron Winter, the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, thank you so much. Whiskey live show coming up October 2nd. And if you can't get out to West Hollywood, hey, don't worry about it. Stream it. It's cheap, and it's well worth the price.
Stream it like you mean it. $10 worldwide. I hope we see you October 2nd, 7 p.m. PST. Yeah.